Hi, I'm Sharon, and this is episode 355 of the Knit Stop podcast. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 355. Wow, that's a lot. So, I'm recording a little bit late. Things have been a little crazy. I'm going to talk about stress and the role knitting helps to relieve stress later on in the episode. I've never really had a whole episode about it, but I thought today I would talk a little bit about my experience and how it's working for me and other things I do to relieve stress, because we're all stressed in this day and age. It's a little crazy. So yeah, next week, a lot of kids went back to school this week. In New York, kids go back to school after Labor Day. So Labor Day is coming up this weekend. Our daughter and her husband are coming to visit this weekend. I consider her husband my son. He's like amazing, and I can't wait. So I wanted to get this recorded before then. And yeah, I hope all of you are doing well. We are all doing pretty well. Okay, so let's start with the shop update like I always do. It is warm up here, so I'm going to try and make this quick if I possibly can. So I have a bag. I have the cutest bag, you guys. It's so cute. My friend Donna sews the bags, and I dye yarn to match. So in this bag, I wanted to pick up this blue in this chicken. Like if you look at this chicken right here, he's black with a little blue. So I wanted to kind of pick up that blue. And I like how it came out. And the other colors really came out good. I wanted to do some browns, a little touch of gray, and of course pops of red for the little chicken bits, the comb, and the comb I think is the bottom. I'm not sure what the top thing is called. You can tell me if you know. So yeah, they're so cute. Look at these cute chickens. This chicken is like black and red, and it's got a blue and black tail. So cute. So I think I'm going to name this yarn Chicken Socks. That's all I could think of when I thought of this. Like, I would love a pair of chicken socks. You know what I mean? Chicken colors, sort of. So I'm calling the yarn Chicken Socks because it's likely you're going to knit socks with it, but you could put it in shawls and sweaters, whatever else you want to put it in. But most likely, this is a sock yarn, and people will be using it for socks. So that was really fun. Limited supply, as always with the bags. They sell out fast. Okay, the next thing I wanted to show you, I did a collection of semi-solids this week, and I know a lot of you love when I dye these, like tonal yarns, and 3 of them are returning colors and 2 of them are new. I love these. These are a color palette that I absolutely adore. If you see this shawl right up here, 2 of these colors are in that shawl. So after I show you the whole collection, I'll take the shawl down and I'll show it to you. Okay, so I did a set of minis, and of course, my most popular color of all time always comes back in the fall, Slutty Pumpkin. Love this color. Slutty Pumpkin, and then I have a new color I don't know if it's going to pick up on the camera, but it's almost it's a burgundy with like a reddish hue to it. I mean, on camera, it's hard for me to tell. It's showing actually a little more orange than it actually is. It's really cool. It's burgundy with like just a hint of an orange like overlay to it. I love it. Okay, so this one is Hearth and Home. This is another new one. Twilight Harvest. This is an old favorite. It's like a black charcoal. This batch came out a little charcoal, but this is Familiar. And this one, I love this one. This is Pretty Poison. And in this shawl, you can see Pretty Poison is the bright green and Familiar is the black. And I'll bring that down. Anyway, these are all the mini. I have 5 colors in the minis. And these are just beautiful. I love how this teal and this green look together. Oh, and the green and the burgundy together. So, I knit this blanket last year as a shop sample. And not only a shop sample, but it keeps me warm in the winter. So this burgundy is called Luxardo. And this burgundy has a little bit more of a warm hue to it, like orange. This is a little cooler. I think you can see the difference on camera. So this is my blanket I knit last year. This is Slutty Squash. Slutty Pumpkin's a little brighter. And this is Familiar, the black. And this batch came out a little more charcoal-y, but that's okay. They're still beautiful. So you could make this blanket, and I'm going to show you what I just love for this blanket. So this burgundy, Pretty Poison, I love these two together. I think they look really cool. And Slutty Pumpkin, look how pretty those are. Or you could they all look great together. Or you could do like a straight up Halloween-y one with like that. So fun. Oh my goodness. So this is Hearth and Home. The burgundy, warm burgundy. This is Slutty Pumpkin. My all-time favorite. This one is Pretty Poison. So I have a mini skein set. I didn't do the teal in a full skein, but I can. Maybe next time. So I have the mini skein set, and I have these 4 colors in full skeins this week. Plus, last week I have a few of these ready for fall mini skein sets, and they coordinate beautifully with this like more dark toned. These are lighter. These are a little bit more deep fall, darker tones. So yeah, I have a nice selection of fall yarns. in my shop this week, and I'm super happy about it. Okay, I wanted to show you my Oracle shawl that usually lives up on my mannequin over there. This shawl was designed by my friend Kristen of Wool and Vine Yarns, and I dyed this yarn for the shawl. And this green is Pretty Poison right here. I haven't dyed this in a while. I really like it. It's so pretty. And then this black is Familiar. And I love this shawl. It's beautiful. I'm hoping to wear it sometime this fall because it's gorgeous and cozy. So yeah, I'm glad I brought this color back because it's really pretty. So that's that. I have a funny story to tell you about the shawl. I'll put it back on. So Troy and I, my son and I, were at a doctor's appointment. It's one of his doctors. And as I was leaving, I see a shawl that looked like this hanging on a chair in her office. And I was like, oh my goodness, did you make that? And she said, no. And I said, I know the name of this pattern. It was an Oracle in different colors. That's a knitting superpower, by the way, when you can identify a pattern in the wild. So I said, I know the designer. She's a friend of mine. I said, and I knit that. And I showed her my picture I have on Ravelry. And this, let me fix my phone. Hold on. So here's my Oracle. So I show her this picture, and she's like, oh, do you do your own modeling? And I said, why doesn't it look like me? It was kind of funny. And I said, oh, I dyed that yarn. And she looked at me like I had 3 heads, but that's okay. I mean, people in the wild don't really get it, right? They don't understand. I just thought it was funny. So anyway, I spotted an Oracle in the wild, which I think is kind of interesting, and because I was gonna be talking about it today. Okay, let's talk about my one and only work in progress that I have been focusing on. I have a love-hate relationship with it. This is the Habitation throw by Helen Stewart, and I've dropped stitches already. Let's fix that real quick. Oh my goodness. I am an exclusively metal needle user, which bites me in the butt more often than you can tell. But I cannot knit with wood. Some people love wood and it feels great on their hands. It does not feel great on my hands. I don't like it. Anyway, this is the Habitation throw. See? It's a love-hate relationship. I love it. It's gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. I am loving every stitch, which is why I haven't put it in hibernation. So let me get back here so you can see how beautiful she is. So I'm knitting this from Plucky Knitter, and I am trying to make it somewhat symmetrical. I color blocked it. I'm trying to make it a little bit symmetrical. So you knit half and then you you increase for half of it, and now I'm on the decreases. And I'm pretty close, like this middle part, I just added this tan color to, just to delineate the middle. And I wanted to make like 4 stripes of the tan. I didn't have enough yarn, so I wouldn't have enough to finish it on this side. So now I'm doing the decreases, and the decreases are a problem for me because I'm so used to doing the increases that I'm forgetting to do the decreases. And I can't forget to do the decreases or this blanket's going to look wonky. So I've ripped this thing out so many times. I ripped it out this morning. My friend came over, my friend Susan, and we were having a lovely knitting morning. And I was talking, and of course, I forgot to do my increase, so I had to rip it out again. Anyway, so you increase, or I forgot to do my decrease. So you decrease now every other row on the right side row on each end, right? And I never forget the decrease at the end, but I always forget the decrease in the beginning. It's a mental block. I have no idea why. But I think it's fine. I've fixed it several times. So this should be the top of the blanket. It's knit on the bias. It's got a gorgeous I-cord edge, which I know how to fix if I mess it up, so that's nice. And it's great, and it is so comforting to knit. That's why I don't mind ripping it out. I ripped out like this whole white section because I didn't think I'd have enough yarn. I don't care, because this is my comfort knitting right now. The yarn is soft, it's squishy, I'm loving knitting on it. It's just, I sit in front of my TV at night, and I usually just knit on this at night. And I'll talk more about how I knit and where I knit a little later on. So, yeah, that being said, even though I have a love-hate relationship with the decreases, I'm going to be so sad when this is done. If you have any suggestions about some easy, meditative comfort knitting, I am open. Blankets, put it down below. I'd love to hear. I'd love to take a look. So crochet I love too, but I have to look at it. So it's not as relaxing for me as knitting. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how knitting can help you with your stress in like 2 seconds. Okay, so this brings us to the topic of this video, which is using knitting as a tool for stress relief. So my point to all this is that knitting is not going to cure your mental health, or it will help possibly, maybe not. There's other things that you can do to help with stress. I've had a lot of stress in my life. My son had leukemia when he was 3. He's in remission now. He developed a brain tumor when he was in his early 20s. That has been cured. Yeah, it's a lot. My husband had a stroke last year. I've had some work stress, and knitting has helped me through all of it, except when my son had leukemia when he was 3, and I wasn't knitting at the time. I think it would have helped me. But I can't stress enough that if you need help, reach out and find a therapist. My therapist has helped me so much. She's giving me a lot of great tools to deal with stress, and I get panicked. I get panic attacks, and she's given me lots of tools to deal with that, and they really work. So if you need help with that, please see a therapist. But knitting is a great tool. And I'm going to give you some mindful approaches, you know, while you're knitting, perhaps, to help you out. And yeah, so let's talk about it. I have some notes on my phone. All right, so one thing you can do is you can focus on your stitches and pay attention to the rhythm of knitting and purling. I am a numbers person. I love numbers, and I count a lot. Count, 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 count. It just, I don't know, it just soothes my brain somehow. You might not love numbers, but I do, you know. You might just like the feel of the yarn in your hands or whatever. Okay, but it's almost like meditation. I also meditate without knitting, which is very hard. I've been practicing it though, and I have an app that I use. It's not free. There's a free trial. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. It's called Balance, and I love it. But you can use knitting as a meditation, you know, like a meditation, like a mantra, like counting, or, you know, just concentrating on the feel of the stitches, the color of the yarn, thinking about the finished project, where you're going to wear it. You know, all those things will really help. Breathing, you can breathe in, breathe out as you're, I don't do that, but it might help you. This is a big one. Slow down intentionally. I've met so many knitters who are like, it needs to get done right now. Knit faster. And I'm just the opposite of that. I am slow. It'll get done when it gets done. I don't gift knit. That's another thing. If you stress out by knitting gifts, don't. Just don't do it. I don't. Very rarely. Once in a while. But I just mostly, you know, I knit shop samples. I knit things for myself that I know I'll enjoy. If a family member would ask me, yes, I would knit for them, of course. Yeah, but slow down. It's not a race. And that really helps me a lot. I just get through my row, and it just makes me happy to hold it and to knit it, and yeah. While you're knitting, you can create a calm atmosphere. You can light a candle, just don't get it near the cotton yarn. You can use scents. You can knit outside. I love being outside and crafting. I do it with cross stitch too. I love to craft outside. You can play music while you knit. I'm not a music person. I'm more of a podcast listening. I listen to podcasts, or I'll watch TV, or I'll watch YouTube. Cozy spot. I have my spot. I have a reclining chair. I love my reclining chair. It's got an electric recliner. I'm in it every night. It grounds me. It's my comfortable spot, and I just knit, and I have my laptop there, and I watch a show, or I'll watch YouTube, or it's awesome. That's my thing at night. By 9 o'clock, I'm sitting in that chair and I'm knitting. And if I don't do it, it probably would stress me out. One thing you can do, you can choose yarn that you love. If I'm knitting with a yarn that I don't like, I will not knit. I will stop, because I just love some yarns feel better than others. I've been kind of moving away from the rustic yarns a little bit. I love them, but I don't know. I'm not finding them as enjoyable as superwash. Your mileage may vary. This is a big one for me. Easy repetitive patterns. This is an easy pattern. It's just mostly garter stitch with some yarn overs. Repetitive. I love that. And again, you know, like if you get really stressed, take like a 5-minute break and do a couple rows or whatever. And yeah, that'll help you. I'm a big project person. So this diving into a huge project is my jam. Some people are the opposite. Wins, little wins. Knit a smaller thing, and then you have a win, you have a finished object quicker, and that makes some people happy. It doesn't matter to me as long as I'm knitting. I'm not a small project knitter, but finishing something quickly might give you satisfaction and relaxation. And if you like gift knitting and if you're not on a deadline, yeah, go ahead, check it out. And then, like for me, like I said before, end of the day ritual. Like make it, even if you only have a half an hour, 15 minutes, make it kind of a ritual before you go to bed. That might really relax you. Sometimes I've caught myself knitting while I'm dozing. Because usually it's an easy project. It's just garter stitch. And usually I'll wake up and it's just in my hand and I haven't done anything. But I wear a health tracker. This little ring that I wear. It's called an Aura ring. And it tracks my sleep and it tracks my exercise and my general health, heartbeat, blood oxygen. It tracks a lot of things. And what it tells me is something that it didn't need to tell me. It'll tell you what kind of person you are, which I find fascinating. As far as like your chronograph, your day, what your day is like. And we're all different. Somebody might say, I'm a night owl, and they go to bed at 2 in the morning and they wake up at 10, you know what I mean? Or somebody might say, oh, I'm an early to bed, I'm up at 5 in the morning, right? I'm neither of those things. I think they called it a early evening person. So I get most of my energies in the early evening, which is interesting. And my ideal bedtime and wake up time, bedtime is like between 10:30 and 11:30, and my wake up time is between 7 and 7:30, 6:30. I don't get up at 6:30, but between. So I usually go to bed. I'm in bed by 11:30 and I'm up by 7:30. And that's natural. Like I don't even wake up now that I'm retired, I don't wake up with an alarm. I'm curious, what are you? Are you a early morning? Are you a mid person like me? Or are you a night owl? That I find so interesting. And Rich and I are very similar because he goes to bed at 10:30 and I wait till he gets in bed. And he's usually sleeping, and then I go in right after him. My son is interesting. So he has a job where he has varied hours. Like 2 days he's in at 6 in the morning, and he loves it. He gets up at 4, and he goes to work, and he's home by 1, and then he loves that. But he goes to bed that night. He'll go to bed at 8, and I'm like, how do you do that? How do you change your bedtime? That's so interesting. I can't do that. I have to go to bed and get up at the same time. When I was working, I was in bed by 11 and I was up by 6:30, and that was probably not enough sleep, but it's just interesting. Anyway, I kind of got off track. But sleep makes a huge difference. You know what I mean? If you're running on like no sleep, that's tough. Now that whole screen thing, like I watch my screen until I go to bed. It doesn't seem to affect me, but knitting really helps relax me before bed. If I read a book, I'd be asleep in 4 minutes. Okay. Well, I hope some of this might help you. There's no substitution for professional help, but these are some things that you can do on your own to help relieve stress. I hope it was helpful. Let me know what you think. All right. With that, I'm going to end this show. I hope that you have a great holiday weekend coming up. If you're watching from the US, it's Labor Day weekend coming up. Fall is rapidly approaching, and I love it. It's my favorite. I hope you knit something beautiful And cheers!